Hi friends. So in this video we are going to see how do we use the concept of phasors to analyze RC or RLC circuits having AC sources. So here is a simple circuit. There is Vs, there is one resistor and one capacitor. So first of all I have to change or convert my time domain circuit into frequency domain, or we call it phasor domain. So phasor equivalent of 20 cos 4t is 10 cos 4t is 10 angle 0. Okay, so I redraw my circuit plus minus 10 angle 0. If there is angle 0, you can simply write it 10 also, that is also fine. This is 5, so resistor impedance will be same, and capacitor impedance is given by 1 by j omega c. That means 1 by j times omega is 4 into zero point 1, that means 0.4, that means 2.5 time divided by j, or minus 2.5j. So the impedance is minus 2.5j. So now in a vague term you can say that all the impedances are just like resistors. So I can say this is just like a resistive circuit, a linear circuit, where the resistor values, which are actually impedances, are not only the real number but they are complex number also. That's it, no other difference. Now I want to calculate this voltage. This is Z1, this is Z2. So what is the voltage across Z2? That is Z2 upon Z1 plus Z2 into the total voltage. So what is Z2? Z2 is minus 2.5J divided by Z1 5 minus 2.5J. This is Z1 plus Z2 multiplied with 10 angle 0. Now take out your calculator and do this calculation, and we find that the voltage or current, anything that we ask, can be calculated. So voltage will come out to be this and current will come out to be this. So all these things are exactly same as linear circuits. The difference is, instead of real numbers we have complex numbers. So if I ask you that here is a circuit and can you tell me the input impedance if omega is 50, we say fine. For 50 I am going to calculate j omega L, 1 by j omega C and j omega L. For these resistor values, impedances will be same. Once I get these values, I get these values, then I say, okay, look, this and this, they are in series. This series network and this series network, they are parallel to each other, and their equivalent is series to this. That's all. So once I calculate those, here this is Z2, which will be combination of these two, and parallel of that with this, and series with the capacitor. Calculate, solve this complex number. You can get rectangular form or you can get polar form. Anything is fine. Here is a circuit now. We are asking what is the output voltage across this inductor. There is RLC and this is my input. So we say fine. Here I am going to have the phasor. Phasor of this is 20 angle minus 15. R will remain same. What is omega? Omega is 4. J omega L. 4 into 10 milli means 0.1 J. That means 0.04 J. Okay. This is capacitor. I regret. This is capacitor. So for capacitor, Z is equal to 1 by J omega C. Okay. So this will be 1 by 0.04. That means 25 minus 25J, that is for this, and 5 into omega into L, that means 20J for this. 20J and minus 25J, they are parallel to each other. They will make one impedance which is in series with 60, and output across this will be equivalent impedance of these two divided by 60 plus equivalent impedance into 20 angle minus 15. So here is what we are saying. This is impedance of capacitor, this is impedance of inductor. Capacitor and inductor, they are parallel, their impedance is J100. Now, what is the voltage across J100? The voltage across J100 is J100 divided by 60 plus J100 into 20 angle minus 15. And this is the voltage. This is in frequency domain converted back into time domain. For any circuit, we have to do exactly same thing. Sometimes we don't mention omega, we directly give the circuit in terms of frequency domain. So this is what is given here. The process will be same. If I have, okay, in this question what are we asking? That what is the phase difference if I have a frequency of 2 kilohertz, phase difference between V1 and V2. Basically, we are asking what is the ratio of V2 and V1, and in this ratio, I will get some R angle phi. This phi is the phase difference. How? Let me say V1 is 2 angle 30 and V2 is 3 angle 60. Looking at these numbers, you can say V2 is 30 degree ahead of V1. So now if I take V2 ratio V1, what is that? 3 by 2, 1.5, angle 60 minus 30, 30 degree. That's what I was looking for. So the phase difference between two voltages or two signals can be simply calculated by taking the ratio of the two and only focusing on the phase. This is what we will do in this question. So now if we go back, that any network theorem, can those be applied with the concept of phasor? The answer is yes. We are saying use nodal analysis and analyze this circuit to calculate Ix. We say, okay, this is voltage 0. This is 20 angle 0. So voltage here will be 20 angle 0. I can assume this is V1. I can assume this is V2. Once I do this, first of all, omega is 4. J omega L. J omega L. Convert them. This will be 2J. This will be 4J. Now I have phasor domain or frequency domain circuit. What will be the nodal equation at V1? V1 minus 20 by 10. This one also we have to convert. And when we do that, this is coming minus 2.5J. V1 minus 20 by 10 plus V1 minus 0 by minus 2.5J plus V1 minus V2 divided by 4J equal to 0. Expand this equation, get it into one single form. Second, at V2, V2 minus V1 by 4J plus this current is minus 2x. So I will write minus 2ix plus V2 by 2J equal to 0. What is Ix? Ix is basically nothing, V1 by minus 2.5J. So here I will write V1 by minus 2.5J. Equation number 1, equation number 2, once I am going to get two equations. Now there is a question, how do we solve this and this equation, which are two equations in complex numbers? Two methods, substitution or Cramer's rule. Substitution, from this equation I get V1 is equal to minus 15 V2 by 11. Put this value here. you will get the value of V2, and then you will get the value of V1, or you use Cramer rule. Don't go by the method of equating real part with real or imaginary with imaginary, because we have set of two equations. Once you solve these equations, you will get your answers. Exactly same if you have super node, no issues. Continue with the same concept. Okay, so uh, with this we conclude the phasors. I'm going to have few more videos with specific questions related to phasors.